what we're making now is a famous Mediterranean dish. It's a peasant Greek salad. So Greek salad, you know, a lot of vegetables without any lettuce. So we're going to make this from scratch. What we're going to do is grab out, go ahead and look at your list of ingredients. So we're going to start out with some parsley, and we're just going to kind of chop it. Most of the stuff in here we're going to keep pretty big bite-sized pieces. So I don't have to finely chop, but I'm going to maybe on the stems a little bit. And just like so, chop it up and throw it into your big bowl. So that's pretty much it. We don't use any lettuce, but I like parsley. I'm going to add a bit more there. Now, the vegetables we usually keep pretty chunky. This red onion, I just tasted a little bit. It's very powerful. So I'm actually going to cut this a little bit smaller than what it calls for. So we don't need a lot, but I'm going to cut it into little strips here. So just strip it. And since it's pretty powerful red onion, some red onions aren't that powerful, I'm going to chop it actually in half so that they're smaller pieces, so that when we spread this out, we're getting littler pieces so you can actually eat them. Sometimes when they're really powerful, it makes it hard to eat, and then you got a whole bowl full of powerful red onions that nobody wants because they can't eat them. So take it that way and just break them up and spread them around. Alright. Next we're going to add, we have tomato. Again, same thing, we want this in pieces. Again, if you got a tomato core, go ahead and use it. I just cut mine here and kind of do a little down slice there and take the core out. Makes it really simple. If you're doing a lot of tomatoes, you might want to think about a tomato core, but we're not. So here again, we want it kind of chunky, so I'm going to put it in eighths, and I'm just going to kind of cut it into bite-sized pieces. About like so. Put in your tomato. Alright. Again, most of the meals that we make, we're in a society where, fast food, being on the go seems to be the thing, and everyone's looking for convenience and fast. And if we just learn how to do some of these easy to do things, we can whip something together really fast. And it's going to be a lot healthier, a lot cheaper. Some people I know, we're spending $40, $50 just to go to lunch. And it's not even that good. So, again, learning some of these quick, easy things. Alright. Now, green pepper. Because of the size of the salad I'm making, I'm not going to use the entire green pepper or red pepper, but we want these in good chunks. So again, same thing. Just going to cut it into bite-sized pieces. With green pepper. Now I know I've watched a couple of the cooking shows out there, and they usually have everything prepped before, and then they just talk to you for like 2 minutes, dump everything together, and it's done. And what I realize is that a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I've been going and watching them do things, they don't know some of the basic things of cutting their vegetables. Like cutting it this way is one thing. Normally what I do is just cut it and use the whole thing, pull the core out, and just like that, I've cored it, instead of chopping around. And then you can actually still cut this and use it. Alright. So I actually wanted to show some of the actual making of the food so you guys get comfortable again with the cooking and the cutting and how do I dice it, how do I chop it. Just like that. You can get a little bit more comfortable. What I'm going to do is kind of cut them in. I'm going to take the top off here, and I'm just going to cut them into a little bit smaller pieces, like so. So that they're not so big, So just cut off the top, and maybe third it, half it, depending on the size, what kind of bite size you like. So really simple, just peel it off. Again, most of this stuff only taken a few minutes to put together. Like the salad will probably take about 10 minutes. And these pepperoncinis, if you're used to them, there's different brands. Some of them are very hot, and some of them are not so hot, like these. Like maybe a low, mild to a medium. I know I've had some, the darker jalapenos, you can only eat one, and then you're on fire. where these are kind of a mild flavor. And when we add in the feta cheese, it's actually going to help to counteract some of the spiciness of the jalapeno and the tomato. And the red onion. Very important. You know, you prefer to get an organic, non-waxed cucumber. This one is organic. However, they did wax it. You know, that's just for preservative. So we know that a lot of the nutrition is in the actual peel, and so now, or in the actual, the skin. But since they dipped it in a wax to preserve it and make it last longer and have a shelf life, then I actually have to skin it, which I'm not a big fan of, having to take away a lot of the nutrition out of the food. So go ahead and cut that in half, make it easy. Grab yourself a little peeler if you got one. Alright, so again, bigger size pieces. What I'm going to do is I'm going to half this. I actually like everything in bite-sized pieces, so I'm actually going to quarter it. And about like so. There we go. Add in our cucumbers. Here. So there we go. Half it. Half it again the long way. There we go. Add in our cucumbers. What we've got is a Kalamata olives. These are a Greek olive. I bought these with the pits already taken out. As you can see, these have already been pitted. This is what it's starting to look like. Again, very colorful. And these olives, we can throw them in here whole if we want to, or we can make them a little bit more bite-sized pieces. I'm just going to grab them. I like olives, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab these, sprinkle a few of them around in whole pieces. I'm going to grab a few more, and I'm going to chop them up in half. So I'm just going to take them, cut them in half this way, so that we get more bites of olive in our dish. So again, a Kalamata olive. Make sure it's a Greek olive. We're making a Greek peasant salad. Get some Greek olives. Regular black olives will not cut it. Alright. And there we go. We add the olives. Alright. And we're just going to sprinkle the feta. Now, depending on how much you like, spread it out accordingly. There we go. And from here, we make our dressing. So our dressing is pretty simple. It's olive oil. Just sprinkle that over the top. Okay. It is red wine vinegar. And we're just going to sprinkle that over the top. And again, enough to kind of make sure you can cover the vegetables. It is oregano. Use as much of this as you like. I'm going to kind of shake a lot of it on here because we want a little bit on all the vegetables. Sprinkle it with oregano. Alright. From here, now all we need to add is just a little bit of lemon juice. Just a little bit. So, we're just going to juice a little bit of our lemon. We're just going to sprinkle a little bit of that juice over the top, kind of add to the dressing flavor. So let's go ahead. We just did a half a lemon. And, let's just add the whole thing. Here we go. And that's it. That is our peasant salad. We're going to grab our tongs. We are going to mix it up if you want to. If you want to do it just like it was and serve it as is, go ahead. I want to mix up the dressing a little bit personally. Kind of get some of this moved around and make it look really colorful here. And that is a Greek peasant salad. That is our Greek peasant salad.